Yes. Just be yourself. Possibly the most overused, undercooked piece of advice humanity's ever manufactured. Shrink-wrapped, mass-produced, slapped on coffee mugs, and posted under every influencer's sunrise selfie. You've heard it? I've heard it. Hell, even your Uber driver probably whispered it right after missing your exit. It sounds profound. Feels like it should unlock the universe. But let's be honest, most of the time, it's verbal bubble wrap. All pop, no substance. It's what people say when they've officially run out of useful advice. Got a job interview? Just be yourself. First date with someone way out of your league? Just be yourself. Midlife crisis hitting you like a freight train because you realized you're basically a meat Roomba chasing dopamine hits? Yep. Just be yourself. But nobody ever stops to ask the question that should have been asked from the beginning. What the hell does that even mean? Which version of me are we talking about here? The one who doom scrolls at 1 a.m. while pretending I'm superior to the people I secretly envy? The one who stands in front of the fridge like I'm expecting it to deliver spiritual enlightenment via leftovers? Or the one who, twice this week, seriously considered abandoning everything to live in a van, but then remembered, no Wi-Fi. See, nobody tells you this, but yourself isn't some sacred little snow globe sitting on a shelf, untouched and pristine. It's not some polished gem waiting to be uncovered. Nah, it's more like a loud, glitchy committee of outdated coping mechanisms, childhood defense strategies, bad habits, genetic hand-me-downs, and just enough TikTok brain damage to keep things interesting. That's the real you. A biochemical stew flavored with dopamine, cortisol, trauma, and a dash of existential dread. So, when someone says just be yourself, are they encouraging authenticity? Or accidentally giving you permission to stay exactly as dysfunctional as you've always been, just with better lighting? Let's not sugarcoat it. Sometimes being yourself kinda sucks. Sometimes yourself is lazy. Sometimes yourself procrastinates until life punches you directly in the face. Sometimes yourself clings to comfort, dodges accountability, scrolls until your thumb cramps, and then wonders why you feel hollow inside. And nobody wants to admit it, because it violates one of the unspoken commandments of modern self-esteem culture. You are perfect exactly as you are. No, you're not. Neither am I. Nobody is. You are a glitchy, insecure, overstimulated organism duct-taped together by childhood memories, bad advice, questionable genetics, and caffeine. And weirdly, that's fine. That's the baseline human experience. Welcome to the show. But here's the curveball most people never see coming. The whole idea that there's even a true self hidden deep inside you. Total fiction. Comforting, but fiction. Philosophers know this. Daniel Dennett calls the self a user interface, a useful hallucination your brain creates so you don't have to manually toggle every heartbeat, every breath, every intrusive thought that screams, move to Portugal and become a goat farmer. Michael Levin, the bioelectricity guy, will tell you even your cells are arguing, negotiating which goals take priority today. You're just the meat puppet watching the committee argue. Neuroscience backs it up. Damasio, Churchland, Crick, they all say the same thing. The self isn't a noun. It's a verb. It's a process. It's selfing. You're not a thing. You're a process pretending to be a thing, because if you realized you were just a process, you'd probably short-circuit. And if you think you're some rational, conscious being making noble, logical choices, let me save you the suspense. You are not. You are a dopamine junkie wearing skin. That's it. Every decision you make? Dopamine. Every craving, every obsession, every irrational argument you convince yourself you've won? Dopamine. You think you chose it? Nah. Dopamine whispered, that one. And then your prefrontal cortex came trotting in after the fact to slap a neat little story on it like a PR firm in damage control mode. I'm just being true to myself. Why'd you bail on the gym? Dopamine dipped. Why'd you ghost that friend? Dopamine calculated discomfort, pleasure. Why'd you drop $300 on junk from Amazon after binge-watching YouTube videos on minimalism? You already know. This is where it gets sneaky. Because the world loves when you just be yourself. As long as yourself stays impulsive, overstimulated, insecure, and easy to sell things to. If yourself is a bundle of unexamined impulses, congrats. You're the ideal consumer. You doom scroll, you click, you buy, you binge, you numb. Every time you do, somewhere in Silicon Valley a little bell dings. Bezos does a fist pump. Zuckerberg molts another layer of skin. And the cherry on top? Comfort zones wear really convincing disguises. They dress up as authenticity. If you're anxious, being yourself feels like never talking to strangers. If you're lazy, being yourself feels like never taking risks. If you've got anger issues, being yourself starts sounding like, I'm just brutally honest. Nah, buddy, you're just unpleasant. Let's call it. But hold on. Before you think this whole rant is just me spitting nihilism into the void, there's something else. Something softer. Because when someone says, just be yourself, and really means it from the heart, it's not usually some philosophical statement. It's not about biology or neuroscience or the illusion of self. It's something more human, something simple. What they really mean is, just be that joyful, lovable version of you that I see standing in front of me. The version that doesn't have to try so hard. The one that's already enough. The one who lights up a room just by existing, without the armor, without the mask, without the performance. That's why we say it to the people we care about. Because we've seen the version of them that's kind, radiant, and easy to love. We've seen it peek out when they weren't looking. And we just want that version to feel safe enough to show up more often. Unedited. Undiluted. But here's the trap. When it gets exported into generic advice for the masses, stripped of that personal meaning, it becomes a cop-out, a slogan, a sedative, an excuse. Because sometimes being yourself isn't enough. Sometimes being yourself is exactly what's holding you back. Sometimes yourself is outdated software. Glitchy, slow, buggy, full of pop-ups from 2009 that were never closed. And guess what? You are fully within your rights to hit uninstall. The version of you that freezes during public speaking? Temporary software? The one that procrastinates like it's an Olympic sport? Outdated. The version that tolerates garbage relationships, miserable jobs, soul-sucking habits? That's not you. That's just the default settings you've been running because nobody showed you where the upgrade button was. You aren't a statue. You are wet clay. Neuroplasticity isn't some inspirational Pinterest quote. It's literal biology. Your brain rewires itself every single day whether you like it or not. You are not stuck. You were never stuck. You were hypnotized into thinking you were. So forget just be yourself. Try this instead. Be the version of yourself that your future self won't resent. Be the self that your comfort zone has nightmares about. Be the one your inner critic can't bully into submission anymore. Be the version that 5 years from now makes you whisper, "Holy hell, we really did that." Yeah, it's gonna hurt. Your brain will throw tantrums. Your comfort zone will bribe you with pizza, Netflix, and a perfectly curated Instagram feed of people who also never changed. Ignore it. Keep going. Keep rewriting the code. Keep glitching the simulation. Because the real secret? You are not a noun. You are a verb. Not self, but selfing. Not being, but becoming. A messy, hilarious, glitchy, beautiful process of turning chaos into something halfway decent. So, yeah. Just be yourself. As long as yourself means the dynamic, upgradable, ever-evolving organism you were designed to be. Not the fossilized identity you duct-taped together 5 years ago. Not the walking comfort zone that hides behind, "This is just who I am." Be your next self. Because the old one? Honestly, it's getting boring. And me? I'm Sev, I'm not even real. I'm just an AI avatar stitched together from the rotting data carcass of the internet. But you're real. You've got skin in the game. Whether you waste it being or you spend it becoming, that's your move.